It is day 10 of the kitchen reno, Wednesday. I told the guys I'm expecting to finish around Tuesday, and they looked at me and they went, yeah, we think Tuesday. It's like, because I think they overestimate how much they can do in a day, and I also think that they have plans on what they're going to do, and then the main contractor reassigns them and whatnot. So at this point, it's like all bets are off, right? So, so today I've got a new lake in my kitchen. Because when they're doing the concrete, they're always pouring water over it to make it work malleable, I guess. So let's see. So all they did today was they did basically the final coat on the counters and on the backsplash area over here. So tomorrow they still have to finish all the way around there like that, and they also have to do something with this. And this is gonna be different. So I really wish that it would dry to this color and not like the floor color. Although then again, now at this point, I don't even know what the floor color is anymore. But there's a lighter gray because I love this darker gray. It's really, it looks really rich. It looks almost like velvet, but it's not gonna stay like that. This is a little bit unfortunate. I have to say this is a little bit unfortunate, but I think by the time we've got the paint, I think it'll be fine. And then, as I said, I'm really thinking about doing like a pot rack or something, and you're not gonna see it anyway. I think it was just the way that had to be done. So so I found out about this. We had a little bit of miscommunication. So this side is like the full height of the stove minus the grill. So it's gonna be a little bit lower than the absolute top of the stove, but this is gonna be much lower. So these are not gonna be the same height. And I think it looks a little bit weird right now, but I think by the time the stove is in, it's gonna make a little bit more sense. So I'm gonna have faith. We had miscommunication, but we didn't. I just thought that both were gonna be the same height, but then he says it wouldn't have made sense to have this the same height as the stove. And I'm not sure if he gave me a reason or not, but anyway, so I'm just gonna have faith with that. It should be just fine. He says that they're gonna be able to wash all the purple and should be able to recuperate the purple. We haven't talked about the floor, and I believe I'm still stuck looking for a solution. And I think what I'm gonna do with the floor is I'm gonna go out and I've got like about almost most of this box of that peel and stick from the bathroom upstairs still floating around. And I might just see how much I've got left of that. I might not need more than that because I'm just thinking about the peel and stick would be like just like this part right there, and I might just do that just to give it a finished look. And that'll be easy to clean. But I'm not married to that idea. I'm kind of mulling it over my head because I know like over here you're not really going to see it, but here you might, and here you might. So so I'm just thinking about that. I'm trying to think. There's something else today that they did. Just a lot of water, and so they're saying that tomorrow is going to be they're going to finish up the concrete, and then tomorrow, in theory, they finish up all of the dirty work. And then they can start cleaning up, really cleaning out, getting rid of a lot of the dust, and then they can finish the paint. And they can, he says we're gonna put paper and we're gonna make sure everything's really clean so we can just come in and paint and it'll be easy. Oh, and of course I just missed this, that we finally got the hole for the sink. So now I know the dimensions of what the sink is gonna be like. Look at that. So I'm thinking, I think this is all gonna go. It's just, they just left it there. They knew they just didn't have the tool. But I'm thinking like it's probably gonna end up being about this size, and that's gonna be about the big basin, and that's gonna be about the little basin. So I think that's gonna be really awesome. Cannot wait. But again, I just gotta be patient, Because at this point, they promised me things, and then it's something different the next day. But as long as we're moving. But today was one of those days that it doesn't feel like they got a lot done because all they did was that. But it's 5:30. I can't get over how late it is, and so that was a full day because I'm thinking it's 8 hours. That was a full 8-hour day that they spent here. So looking forward to this, and they're still talking about. They were talking about tomorrow to bring the furniture in, but now I think it's been kind of made clear that doesn't make any sense because they haven't finished the paint. So we agreed on with the paint is this side is just going to be the 2 coats because they're not going to see it really, right? It's going to be behind the furniture. It's more of a case of just sealing in the wall, making sure the wall is nice and sealed. But over here, it's going to be 3 coats. And back here, we don't think it's going to need the 3 coats. We're pretty optimistic that it's just going to be 2 coats well applied with the primer also underneath it. Fingers crossed on that because I still got to fix this over here. I got to get the electrician here. So they say they have the boiler the boiler. I'm talking Mexican now. Go me. So they have the boiler water heater available to them. But I believe the sink, they still don't have their hands on the sink. So I don't know about that. I told them that there's another version of it available at Home Depot, but maybe it's not exactly the same. And they're like, well, we've already measured for the other one, so I don't know. There's a lot of where it's almost like playing telephone, because I'm talking to one guy, he's talking to another guy, I was talking to another guy, and I just have faith it's all gonna come together at some point. And then I really laughed because I mentioned to the guys, I said, because I pulled out they kept on shocking themselves on that outlet there, which is kind of funny, and I pulled out some electrical tape, and I said, you guys can have some of this, but please don't walk off with it, because every time I buy electrical tape, the contractors run off with it. And I said, they walk off. I've lost hammer, and then I said my machete just went missing, and I don't know how long it's been going. And then they kind of looked at me sheepish, and they said, "There's your machete right there." And I went, "Where did you find the machete?" And then the guy says, "Well, you've got that whole little utility cabinet out front that we figured it's not locked. It's meant for workers to dig through." And exactly right. I 100% correct that I have all that stuff there so that nobody's digging through my stuff in the house, And so I was actually quite happy to find out that he actually found it. Instead of bothering me, he just went, "Oh, she's got a machete. It's probably in that cabinet." And it goes to show that that little cabinet is logical. So I don't know if I've actually done a video about the cabinet. Now that I'm thinking about it, I thought I did a video about the cabinet, but maybe I didn't. I'm wondering if I did. But let me, just in case I didn't, I found this on Marketplace about a month ago now. So it's made probably out of reclaimed wood, like maybe like pallets or something. And it's got 3 shelves, and it's got all of this tons of space in it. So everything that my maintenance guy can use goes in here. So he has access to all my tools. And then I noticed, like last month, because he had the cabinet, everything miraculously went back in its spot. And then it leaves my laundry room tidier than it's been, because I got really tired of people putting stuff in the laundry room where it doesn't belong. And I've had things, furniture soaking in there that got ruined because the chemical powder got on top of it. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot you can't have your laundry room be your workshop. I don't care anybody says, it's just not possible. So yeah, so the machete would have been up there, and you just happened to see it. So that's excellent. And there's more chicken wire from the floor, but I imagine they're going to walk off with that. Silly girl, we caught her trying to drink from one of the puddles in the kitchen. I'm like, what the heck are you doing, girl? Especially she had a fresh bowl of water, so I don't quite understand what she's doing. Caught one of the guys trying to script her ears as he was heading out the door. She didn't quite let him, but she didn't run away. She was just like, I don't know about that. So I think he's gonna win her over pretty soon. So I'm gonna feed her. I can't believe how late it is. I've got to get to Pilates. Oh my goodness. My days are getting away from me. I didn't get any work done today. I was supposed to get a whole job done, and I'm just chatting with the contractor, because I had basically today, it was one guy doing all the concrete, another guy fetching. So the guy was fetching, and we started chatting. Well, of course, we're all chatting, but the guy was doing the concrete. I said, I'm going to put my AirPods in, and then he started just working, doing his own thing. So the other guy and I were talking, about life in Mexico, life in Canada. It was really, really interesting just to see, how correct or incorrect my assumptions are about certain things, and pretty spot on. And we were sharing funny stories. At one point, he asked me, he says, what kind of case are you working on today? I find that really interesting. And I said, I'm working on a house fire case, making me very grateful that I live in a concrete house. Because I said, I set my kitchen on fire here once, and because I don't have anything that's really flammable around the stove, it was no big deal. And he says, how did you almost set your kitchen on fire? And I said, well, I was reheating a tortilla and I forgot about it. And he laughed so hard, I thought he was gonna have an embolism. When he finally recovered his breath, he said, that is such a Mexican story. And he was just completely red-faced. And I went back to my office to do a few things, and 15 minutes later, I could still hear him muttering tortilla and cackling. But it's true, you put a tortilla on the stove to reheat it, and then if you're not paying attention, it'll go from getting a little charred, and then all of a sudden it'll go and burst into flames. I bet you it's probably a very good fire starter, because you've probably seen those survival videos where people use Doritos to start fires. So maybe use a tortilla, cheaper than Doritos. All right. I will be back tomorrow, and hopefully, I think tomorrow, if they're doing the concrete, there's no way this is not gonna look more finished, because that's all the way around, it's all gonna be done. And then and it'll be clean, which is gonna be amazing. And then we can start doing all of that finished work, which is, I'm actually believing this is gonna end at some